Okay, so this Epstein Files release is like the Avengers Infinity War of up documents, bro. It's like, yo, I swear to God, it's just like everybody's in there. Everybody's name is in there. Like all the rich and powerful. Pretty much every conspiracy theory that you've ever had about the rich and powerful is confirmed, okay? Like they're pulling the strings, they're making sure that concert tickets are more expensive. They're making sure that, people don't get health care. Like they're literally pulling the strings of the world. They're blackmailing each other with abuse material of small children, and they're feeding on their blood, and they're just finding ways to enhance their own supremacy at the cost of the American people, and they're laughing at you while they party it up on their private islands. All of it's true, right? And um all the accusations aren't made equal, right? Like some of them are probably BS, like if we're being for real here, right? But all of them have some form of validity to them because they are being submitted to, law enforcement, Um, but in my opinion, the shit that is the most worth taking seriously is the direct correspondence between Jeffrey Epstein and other people and Jeffrey Epstein and himself, like personal notes that he made, right? Because he's a blackmailer, right? So he actively gathers information on people, and the person who really got caught with his pants down so far, I mean, again, there's 3.5 million documents this time, and apparently that's only half of them, right? So there's more that could be pried out. But the person that's the most embarrassed in this first leak is Bill Gates, easily, right? Bill Gates. Bill Gates is. I remember when Bill Gates was a well-respected man. I remember when he was the richest person on Earth, because I'm unk like that. And also, he has a very big philanthropy arm to his brand, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Obviously, the Melinda and Bill and Melinda Gates is divorced for him now. And she's already stated that a big reason why they divorced is because Bill Gates was close friends with Jeffrey goddamn Epstein. Which that's embarrassing for your ex-wife to say, right? Now, she gained exactly $1 bajillion from their divorce. And she's probably tied up in like NDAs and shit, like to not shit talk Bill Gates. But I mean, she is trying to let it slide. It's like, hey, I knew he was into some weird shit, and you can't really put that on me because I divorced his ass, right? So here we are, where she's in an NPR interview promoting wherever the fuck she's promoting, and then she's like, okay, elephant in the room, your ex-husband is cool with Jeffrey Epstein. How do you respond?
I have to acknowledge the elephant in the room at this moment. Your ex-husband, Bill, is named in the newest tranche of Epstein files.
Tranche. What a way to describe it. It was a tranche. It was a hell of a tranche.
And
Yep.
there are a new alleged details about his past behavior. And I want to give you the opportunity to respond in whatever way you want to.
Yo, just like watch people die inside. Like, I mean, she's brave for even doing this shit. I mean, it's very embarrassing. I think it's wise for her to just get out there early. It's like, look, I ain't know nothing about none of this shit, okay? Like I knew that shit was weird, and like I divorced his ass. Like I was not. I'm a normal ass person, bro. But let's see how she plays it.
Well, let me say this. I think we're having a reckoning as a society, right? No girl, no girl should ever be put in the situation that they were put in by Epstein and whatever was going on with all of the various people around him.
Very political answer. Like nobody should be in that situation with like him or anybody potentially affiliated with him.
No girl I mean, it's beyond heartbreaking, right? I remember being those ages those girls were. I remember my daughters being those ages, right? So for me, it's personally hard whenever those details come up, right? Because brings back memories of some very, very painful times in my marriage, but I have moved on from that.
Some very painful times in my marriage. I mean, it's like you can kind of see where what she wants to surface, because I feel like what she wants to say is like, yeah, it's disgusting because I was a little girl, I raised little girls. So whatever the fuck he was affiliated in was fucked up. Like, was mad fucked up. And it reminds me of some dark times. Some dark times, girl. Some dark times. But I divorced his ass. Like, I feel like that's really what you want to say, but I divorced his ass. Like, you can't put that shit on me.
I purposely pushed it away and I moved on. I'm in a really unexpected, beautiful place in my life. So whatever questions remain there of what I...
Like, she's literally, like, pushing away that shit. Like, no. I'm no body language expert, but it doesn't take fucking psych to figure that shit out, bro.
can't even begin to know all of it. Those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband. They need to answer those things, not me.
Hey, if you want to ask him about Jeffrey Epstein, I say you go for it, girl, because he ain't telling me shit. I mean, we literally know, like, in the Epstein files, like, Bill Gates was asking Jeffrey Epstein for chlamydia medication, most likely, for his wife, that he could, like, slip to her, because he was, you know, why are you raw dogging it in that situation? Like, I don't get it, bro. I mean, I guess, you know, you can still catch stuff, like, even if you're careful, but oof, bro, like, he was probably just not even thinking. What an idiot. And you're so rich. You're so rich. You're so rich. Holy moly. Oh my god. You would think him and his wife would have like an arrangement or something, right? I mean, they're not really hard to come by, you know?
Well,
And I am so happy to be away from all the muck
yeah.
that was there.
I have to put more words to
Muck. Yeah, totally.
the muck for context for our listeners. The emails in the files suggest that Bill Gates had additional affairs and that he tried to get medication to treat a sexually transmitted infection, and that he was going to give you the medicine without you knowing.
Yo, this reporter is on her shit, bro. She's like, yeah, the muck that we're talking about is they gave you an STI, girl. Where do you stand? Oh my god. At least it was a curable one, right? At least it wasn't like a deadly one or anything like that where it would be more serious, but this is like some trailer park shit that like the billionaire class is forced to interact with. Because the American people demanded it. Yo, Ro Khanna, Thomas Massey, like, they're heroes for this shit, bro.
His representative has said all of this is false. It is not on you to have to respond to the details of the...
You know what? Look, you don't gotta respond to it if you don't want to, girl. I get it. But this is NPR. We get to the story.
that alleged behavior. But I wonder what your dominant emotion is when you read these news articles with these details.
Sad.
I'd be sad too. I'd be sad too. For sure, I'd be sad too. That's some bullshit, bro. Oh my god. I mean, and also too, like, on my leftist shit, like, she is also a billionaire. I don't know if she exactly got $1 billion from this settlement, but she is ultra wealthy, an elite. You know? A lot of people are giving her credit because they recognize, like, the woman in her, and, like, how a lot of women are put in these really abusive sexual relationships by their partners, and they respect the fact that she's kind of throwing him under the bus type shit. But let's not forget, like, she was playing the game with him in certain ways. What ways, we'll never fully know, right? She's being political with her answers here because she's probably got a legal sword of Damocles over her head from one of the most powerful people in the world.
just unbelievable sadness. Unbelievable sadness, right? And again, I'm able to take my own sadness and look at those young girls and say, my God, how did that happen to those girls, right? And so for me, it's just sadness for, I left my marriage. I had to leave my marriage. I wanted to leave my marriage. I had to leave the fact.
And and if this is just being devil's advocate here, or being working class advocate here, very convenient, huh? How you're absolved from everything that he was doing on the private island, right? Even though you were, in fact, his husband, right? Or his wife. Or I'm sorry. you were his wife, right? So how much of it did you know? That's a question that really deserves to be asked, right? And at what point did you find out, and what was your immediate response? And are you legally on the hook for knowing that he did some illegal shit, right? And also too, even if it wasn't her husband specifically, like, she probably knows of all sorts of illegal activity. She's one of the elites, right? Like, she could probably be held accountable if there was really a thorough investigation. Like your wife knows when you do illegal shit. Like, and again, and also too, I do feel bad for her. Like, if she, I don't know. I don't know how in on it she was, right? I'm not accusing her of anything, but, it's something to think about, is all I'm saying.